Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Art of Server. So today we're going to change up the format a little bit. This is going to be kind of a pseudo vlog video slash Supermicro Tech tip. So for the tech tip, I'm going to be showing you guys how to find some of the Supermicro BIOS and firmware updates that are kind of hard to find these days. So Supermicro's changed up their website, and I just want to leave a short video to help you guys find that stuff if you are building with a Supermicro motherboard or something like that and you need to find the updates to it. Now, before we get into that, I'm just kind of give you guys a little vlog update. If you've been watching my channel and checking out my community tab, you know that a couple weeks ago I had posted a message saying that my R720 XD had basically died. And so this is that server right there. And basically I did some more searching on that issue, and thanks a lot everybody for posting your comments and providing some suggestions. I did some more research myself, and really, you know, everything I found about the particular problem I'm having, and if you don't know what that is, go check out my community tab. It was basically the last post before this video, but everything I researched about that problem ended with either somebody throwing their server away or replacing the motherboard. And so I just decided to save time. Maybe the motherboard's recoverable, I don't know, but just to save time, I just said, all right, shoot, I'm just going to get a new motherboard for this machine. And because there's something I really want to show you guys with this machine, but I can't do that until this thing is working. So anyway, I went ahead and got myself a replacement motherboard for that. And so that's what this box is, and the motherboard is over here. But unfortunately, this is not going to work out. If you look here, you can see that the ejection tabs for the mini monolithic slot are broken off. And I had specifically, now I know this is a fairly common problem, but I had specifically asked the vendor if they could send me a motherboard where these were fully intact, and they said no problem. And but you know, I don't know, this is what they sent me. So on top of that, you can tell the sockets, the CPU sockets, are bare. There's no cover or anything at all. So that was kind of troubling. I mean, I took a look and I don't see any bent pins, so that's fortunate, I guess. But you'll also notice that whoever uninstalled this server or this motherboard, they took out all the screws, and those screws don't really attach the motherboard to the server. This is not like, you know, a standard PC build. The way Dell servers are built, the motherboard sits on a tray, and you can remove the whole tray. So clearly, the person who was trying to remove this motherboard didn't know what they were doing, and so that was kind of concerning. And then, sure enough, guess what I found right there? There's supposed to be an electrical socket right there for a cable, and it looks like when they pulled the cable, they pulled the whole socket out. So anyway, this motherboard is just not going to work for me. Certainly this is not what they said they would send me, and with that broken, missing screws, you know, I can replace the screw since I'm replacing it with that other motherboard anyway. So, but anyway, yeah, this is just not the way I would handle a motherboard. Especially, I would not ever ship a motherboard with those sockets exposed like that. But anyway, I'm trying to work it out with the vendor, see what they want to do about this, but I still basically need a replacement motherboard for that R720 XD. So anyway, it's been quite the night, and so I just thought I'd switch the format up a little to give you guys kind of a vlog style update here. Yeah, tonight has been kind of a busy night. Found a scorpion running around the house, and then, you know, disappointment with the motherboard. And then right now it's past midnight, and I just got back actually because a friend of mine got stuck out in she went out to get a snack or something like that, and her car just completely died in the middle of a drive-through. So she needed some help. We drove out there to help her out, and turns out her car is completely dead. The battery on the car was reading like 1.2 volts, and looks like the alternator wasn't even charging it. So I don't know if it's alternator and battery or just the battery's bad. But anyway, there was no chance of driving that car home, so we got it moved to a place in a parking lot and locked it all up and dropped her off at her home safely. So she's home safe now, and then we just got back. So anyway, so now I'm able to make a video. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to the screen recorder and get on my desktop. All right, guys, so I have the Supermicro website pulled up here, and normally if you've been to this website before, Normally you could go to products, pick like say building blocks, pick a server board, and then you have a listing of all these different Supermicro server boards, and you can narrow down the search by say, let's say we're going to go for something a little bit older, say like an X10 generation motherboard, and just kind of narrow down the search, find the motherboard you want. And so let's say, for example, we're interested in this particular one, the X10 QBLCT. Then you can click on the Learn More, and it takes you to kind of a specification page for that motherboard, and you can click on Update Your BIOS, and this will take you to the BIOS download screen. This is the normal process. However, the website is really broken right now, and I don't know if it's going to be a temporary or just this is the way they're going to go forward with it. But yeah, so let's go back to this page here. So X10 generation is the Haswell-Broadwell generation, and they have a lot more motherboards than this. Like, all I see here are the proprietary formats and the quad socket motherboards. There's a whole class of motherboards that are just missing, so it's kind of weird. I think something's broken. And so a few days ago I was trying to look for a BIOS update for an older motherboard, and I had a hard time really kind of trying to find it. I just noticed all sorts of things on the website are really broken. So I'm going to show you, this is the normal way that you could find the update. It's just not working right now. Maybe this will be working the next time around. But I want to show you a couple other ways to find some of the BIOS updates and stuff like that to various Supermicro motherboards. So you can click on the all motherboards area here, and this brings you down to this matrix where you can kind of narrow down the generation of motherboard you're looking for and kind of like the number of sockets and stuff like that. But this too is also broken. So I'll show you an example of that. Let's go for the X10 generation like I was trying to look for earlier. And so here you see a whole bunch of other motherboards, which is good. Okay. And let's say I want to look for a single socket board, and some of them are showing up here, so this is great. Okay, let's go for a dual socket motherboard, and boom, nothing, right? And that's not true. There's a whole bunch of dual socket X10 generation motherboards, and so just something is really broken about the site right now. I hope it's temporary, but if you are looking for a particular motherboard you can't find and you're getting frustrated, so here, this is what you can do. There's a couple other things I'm going to show you where you can try to find the BIOS updates and stuff like that. Okay, so the other thing is you can go to previous generation. This matrix, motherboard matrix, by the way, is the page we're looking at right now. So obviously this part of this is broken. So if you can't find, for example, let's go to X9. Let's see, does anything? Yeah, dual socket X9 motherboards. Nothing. That is just not right. Okay, there's a couple of single socket motherboards here that are showing up, so that's good. Let's say, okay, so for example, let me see, I'm going to do a page search for X9 SRH, and there's nothing. There's a motherboard that goes by that designation, X9 SRH, and it's not showing up here for whatever reason. So anyway, all right, so if you're getting frustrated not being able to find the motherboard that you're looking for, here's something else you can do. You go to previous generation. All right, and so this kind of goes to the old Supermicro page. This is what Supermicro's website kind of used to look like, at least theme wise. And here, don't click on these things. They're not going to help you. Like I'll show you, if you click on this, yeah, it just brings you back to the same thing. So, and then if you try to click on, like try to narrow it down, say, single processor 2011 socket, it just brings you back to this page. Okay, so there's lots of things broken right now. All right, so let's go back there, previous generation. So there's several motherboards you can find here. So all the X9 dual socket motherboards are here. So earlier I was looking for, well, the X9 SRH. So this is not going to be here. So if I hit enter, it doesn't find it. So single socket X9 motherboards are just kind of mysteriously gone. But if you go for X9, let's say DRH, yeah, so that's here, right? And this is One of the motherboards I've talked about a lot in some of my videos. So if you click on this, let me just open that in a new tab. You get to the specification page, and this is the old page. But from here, click on Update Your BIOS, and you get to the BIOS download or the IPMI firmware. So you get to the IPMI firmware. Okay, so that's one way to find the updates to your motherboard or your Supermicro motherboard. Now, like I said earlier, I'll try it again, X9 SRH or SRL. Yeah, not found, right? Okay, so this is something else you can do. Let's go back. Go to product and, oh no, sorry, forget all that. Go to support, go to downloads. Okay, so here you have to find your motherboard. Now you can go by category, say we're gonna look for motherboards, and you have to kind of know the chipset you're looking for. So the one that I was looking for was a C602J, and then you can try to find your motherboard here. Now, the one that the X9 SRH or SRL that I was looking for is not listed here. So there's just all sorts of things that are kind of broken with this website right now. Let's try just a 602, and yeah, so this is a little bit better. So the X9 DRH7F motherboard is here. So if you select that, click submit, and it should take you, yeah, so it takes you to a page where you can download all the BIOS updates, the BMC IPMI update, some driver and utilities if you need that, and user manual, quick reference, product specification. And so this is the page that, if you go here, let me open that in a tab. This is the page that I usually try to find to get to the updates, because there's links right here that will get you to the updates. And for whatever reason, some of these pages are just really hard to find. Not even Google search can find them. If I do a Google search for some of these motherboard model numbers with site, supermicro.com, they're not showing up. So I don't know what's going on here. All right, so anyway, let's go back here. Let me show you something that's even more frustrating. So yeah, earlier I said the X9 SRH is not found. So you can look around here if you want, but it's just not going to show up. So, if you run into a problem where you just can't find it, or if you don't know what chipset that motherboard has, you can do a search here. So if I do X9 SRH, right? Okay, so now it finds it, and click submit on that. And then it'll get you to this page where you can download. So let me just check that out here. So yeah, so here you can download the BIOS, you can download the BMC IPMI firmware, right? So let me go ahead and close that. And then you can go to hopefully the spec page here, right? So like if you try to find this page via Google, or at least here, let's try it. Let's just see if we can do it right now, because I tried this earlier, man, and nothing showed up. Okay, so I'm gonna say site supermicro.com, right? And X9 SRH 7F. Let's see if we can find it. So it shows you the manual. Oh wait, is that it? Nope, that's the quick reference. It finds that, some support ticket information, BMC bundled microcode. Let's see, does this help? Nope. So this is just, yeah, it's not even here. So yeah, it's not straightforward. How about this? Firmware resources. Here we go. Okay. So I guess you can find it. It takes a couple of searches, but I had a hard time finding it earlier. Anyway, I think the easiest thing to do if you know the model of your motherboard is to just do a search here and find the page, the resource page for that. And then you can download all the updates. But anyway, I think, hopefully Supermicro is going to fix up their website a little bit. But unfortunately, some of these motherboards are so old, I don't know, like they might be thinking like, well, those are legacy products. They don't really care about them anymore. But they still have them available. So if you need to update your BIOS on an older motherboard or something like that, this is how you can find it. All right, so anyway, that's just the tip I want to share with you guys, because I was kind of getting frustrated trying to find some of these older updates for some of the older motherboards, and I just wanted to share this with you. Hopefully the website gets a little bit better over time, but if it doesn't, at least now you've got a couple of ways to help you find the updates that you need. All right, guys, so anyway, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel and you like this sort of stuff, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you want to support my channel, go check out my eBay store. I've got the greatest selection of pre-flashed IT mode HBA SAS controllers for your true NAS, ZFS, or unraid builds. So go check out the link down in the video description. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.